Okay, everyone, so I'm going to talk about the coronavirus today. Now, as per the article below, first of all, we have to put this in perspective in terms of every single year, there's 6.5 million people who are killed by the common flu and 65 million, therefore, after a period of 10 years. And heart attacks and so on also kill more people. So at this stage, there is absolutely no indication that it's going to become as serious as 6.5 million people dying every single year, like the common flu. And indeed, outside of China, the number of cases seems to have somewhat peaked. In other words, yes, there are new cases all the time, but the number on a daily or weekly basis doesn't seem to be going up, whereas in China it is going up for now. But anyway, the point of the article below is actually to look at previous outbreaks, including things which were much more serious than coronavirus. So things like AIDS, HIV, whatever, and also some less serious things like Ebola and so on. And what do we find is that in general, stocks have gone up during such periods because they tend to go up in general anyway over long periods of time, and occasionally they've gone down. And this is very similar to other things that we can look at. So where we look at wars, both trade wars and hot wars, where we look at impeachments, government shutdowns, we see the same pattern all the time, that markets can go up during government shutdowns and go down. Same with wars. Look at the trade war with China, right? Sometimes the markets went up, sometimes they went down. Same with government shutdowns. There's been 2 government shutdowns in the US, at least in the last 10 years, and the markets have gone up during both periods. Impeachment as well. Markets have gone up during impeachments, but also gone down. So people read too much into these things, and often the news media, of course, they have to sensationalize, right? You can't have CNBC or CNN or BBC say, oh, the stock markets have gone down today, and we don't exactly know why, or stock markets have gone up, and well, they've always gone up historically long term, so well, they've gone up. Of course, they have to sensationalize something and say, oh, markets are down on news that ABC, or markets have gone up because of X, Y, and Z. But any academics that have looked at this issue have found that there's so many unknown variables in the market, and let's face it, human nature is more emotional than rational, that you can't have correlations. You can't make these correlations. So, for example, after Trump got elected, almost everyone, including his own supporters, thought that markets would go down at least briefly. And after it was announced that he got elected, or it was looking likely he was getting elected, stock markets fell hard for the first 1 hour or 2 hours after it became clear he was going to be elected. But then barely 24 hours later, they were up hard, because this shows again, right, human nature is not predictable. It's not rational. Even people who think they are rational, me, you, everyone, we can't be predicted like a machine. And even though machines are now, of course, involved in the stock market, they're still often being programmed by people or whatever. So don't read too much into this. Don't try to outsmart the market. Don't try to predict, oh, I'll wait a couple of months to invest in stocks because they'll be lower because of this virus, or they might go higher because of this virus. Guess what? Markets might be up next week or they might be down. Just look at the last week or two. The Nasdaq, the S&P has regularly hit record highs just in the last 1 or 2 weeks. But they've also gone down hard. So don't try to read too much into this.